Families exist in many different forms, sizes, and species. Therefore, no one was prepared for the unexpected response this dog had upon being separated from his bovine mom. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Pale. There is a widespread belief that animals lack human-like emotions. Yet time and again, accounts of the extraordinary bonds that may develop between various animal species show us that this is untrue. These connections demonstrate that these entities are empathetic and capable of feeling intense emotions, much like humans. The premise that a wide range of different animals have a variety of emotions is amply supported by the tale of Rookie, the puppy, and the cow who nurtured him. You'll also come to see how much we actually have in common with these creatures and how our actions may directly affect their mental health. This story took place in 2019, not too long ago. Together with several other farm animals, a little puppy ended up residing in a farmer's barn. Rookie was left all alone and exhausted. No one knows what happened to the puppy's mother, who vanished from sight. All I can hope for is that she was separated from her dog by mistake, and that nothing awful happened to her. Whatever the circumstances, one thing was certain. The small and defenseless puppy had been abandoned to fend for himself in the vast and terrifying world, which was full of objects that might pose a threat to him. Shortly after he moved into the farm, the cute little dog met another animal that would forever alter his course in life. The animal he discovered was a big brown female cow. She was one of the farmer's 2 cows, and she was just as interested in this little puppy that she had seen. The 2 creatures developed a very strong relationship very quickly, but it was more than just your typical friendship. Why did this occur? It appears that the female cow considered Rookie to be her own child. The moment the 2 laid eyes on one another, they were virtually smitten. The cow would frequently kiss the dog's coat and give it a little cuddle, much like his mother would have done if she had been alive. This cow appeared to be aware that Rookie was alone and in need of a mother figure to depend on, as the boisterous young dog was occasionally spotted napping or resting on the cow's back. The 2 had a very remarkable relationship, and it looked as though they would age together and take care of one another throughout time. At least, this may have been their preconceived notion. Regretfully, it was not intended to be. Due to financial difficulties, the farmer was unable to maintain all of his livestock because their care required a large sum of money. Not only did they require expensive food, but they also required a warm, safe place to sleep, as well as routine veterinary checkups to ensure that all of them were in good condition and had received the necessary immunizations to stop the spread of illness. The farmer eventually faced a dilemma when all of this added up. He would have to sell some of his livestock. Regretfully, the farmer was unaware of the extent to which Rookie's loss would impact the brown cow that had taken on the role of a surrogate mother. On the day she was to be sold, the farmer brought the mother cow outside after removing her from the corral that she and Rookie had often visited during their time together. The hyperactive puppy was initially just perplexed. He just assumed she was being brought to the field to graze, as he had no idea where she was going or why. However, Rookie quickly started to feel uneasy, as though he knew he and his new mother were about to be permanently separated. His anguish was evident. The dog started to scream and howl, and a look of complete anguish seemed to be on his face. Regretfully, the farmer persisted in his plan to sell the cow because he needed the money. The small dog, his anguish at being apart from her evident to everybody, could be seen racing to the doorway and crying for her to return as he led her out of the barn and into the streets. Rookie heard a familiar moo from the cow's resting place in the barn shortly after it was sold. The dog instantly bolted, running through the hamlet while his owner attempted to call him back, realizing who it was calling out to. But the dog was uncontrollable, and he continued to run as quickly as he could toward the source of the sound. The owner eventually found the cow and Rookie inside a different nearby barn. The puppy was leaping up to lick the cow's face and barking loudly, almost as if he was giving her a lot of kisses, since he was so glad to see his foster mother again. Although the reunion was incredibly lovely, it wouldn't last long. The owner of the dog reprimanded Rookie for running away, picked him up, and left the barn with Rookie in his arms, knowing that the dog couldn't stay in someone else's barn. The dog, in defiance of his owner's hard grip, yipped, barked, and writhed in agony the entire way out of the barn and back up the street, hoping that he would be allowed to stay with the female cow. However, it was unsuccessful. After returning home, Rookie lost his mind. He sank into a profound despair and lost his typical zeal and vivacity. He was so devastated by the death of his adoptive mother that he would not eat or drink anything. The owner of the dog began to worry that because of his deep unhappiness, the dog might just pass away from malnutrition or dehydration. The little dog had been living in the enclosure where the brown cow had gone, and he would go around it every day in hopes that one day she would come back. The owners, unable to look at their dog in such misery, concluded that returning the cow home would be the only thing that might cheer him up. The cow was brought back to the barn, where the nervous puppy was running about. Rookie went up to the cow as soon as he noticed it, moaning with delight and kissing it all over. I believe it's fair to say that her absence was felt. The owner was unable to stomach the notion of keeping the two extremely close animals apart, even at the additional expense of keeping them together. The owners not only brought the cow back, but also brought Rookie a new playmate in the form of a smaller puppy. This occurred as a result of their consultation with a nearby veterinarian on Rookie's interactions with the cows. Although he had developed strong bonds with these creatures, the veterinarian asserted that he would suffer if he was not socialized with humans and other animals. Rookie and the other dog became good friends, and Rookie soon began to come out of his shell a little bit more. He even started to look forward to hanging out and having fun in the next field with his owners, away from the female cow. While many people continue to hold the belief that animals are incapable of feeling human emotions, this anecdote, in my opinion, merely serves to refute that notion. They are able to experience a wide range of emotions, including love and sadness, much like humans. People must thus treat these creatures with greater compassion and give them the respect and affection they so richly deserve. How did you feel about this narrative? Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.